Some fish are legendary, some are sacred, and some will test everything you've got. Across North America, indigenous tribes have fished these waters for centuries, carving traditions, ceremonies, and survival from every catch. Now, we travel deep into their ancestral homelands to uncover stories behind the fish that shape their cultures, and catch some absolute giants along the way. From the raging rivers of the Pacific Northwest to the untouched lakes of the Great Plains, we're hooking into monsters that fed generations and diving headfirst into the traditions that keep them alive today. I'm Robert Jacobo, and this is Indigifish, Tribal Tales. Are you ready to chase something big?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Indigifish. I'm your host, Robert Jacobo, and I just wanted to let you guys know we're on our way to the pier today, mainly because of the fact that right now we got a little bit of wind, right? The tide is actually going to be coming up to about, I'd say about 6'2", 6'3" today. And so that's going to give us some favorable conditions over at the pier. As opposed to surf fishing, I would just much rather not deal with like a lot of the waves today. So if anything, what I'm looking at is, getting out there. Hopefully that water is deep enough to where a lot of those fish are starting to come closer to the pier. A lot of food is plentiful for them there. I'm expecting to see a lot of fishermen on the pier, so that's something that we're gonna have to look at as well. Just kind of like you could tell, right? The wind is there. And so it was just something where it was like, once we get down to the surf, we knew we were going to be battling waves, for the rest of the evening. And so that's just something that we don't want to necessarily go ahead and battle too much of. But, we got on the charts, we checked it out. Like I said, about 6'2", 6'3". And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to the bait shop right now and see about getting ourselves some squid, because I think that's going to be the primary bait that's really kind of going to be the most prosperous thing for us when it comes to fishing at the pier this evening. Right now it's about 7:50, almost 8 o'clock. So let's see about having ourselves out there for a couple of hours and check it out and then go from there. But if anything, guys, we had a great night on the surf last night with a guitar fish, being able to wrangle that one in. We didn't really have too much else after that, but overall, we had ourselves a pretty good evening. So let's get ourselves out here to the pier and see what's going on. All right, guys, so we're here back at the pier. I got my handy dandy cart with me, so that way I can take a little bit of a load off on my back. And it never fails. You always want to just double check that the car is locked. Anyways, back at the pier. This is our fourth night now fishing at a pier. And so we're here at the Redondo Beach Pier. And we're just going to be getting to the bait shop right now. We're here early enough to where the bait shop's not closed, hopefully. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get out there, throw our bait on the line. We're going to start off with some squid, like I mentioned before. And what we're going to do is just hope for the best, right? There's a lot of stuff out there. Today was a pretty warm day, and not only that, but just looking at the tidal charts, I was looking at about 6'2", 6'3" at about 8:04 p.m. today. So from there, what we're hoping is that a lot of those bait fish and stuff are coming a little closer to shore, especially because of the fact that it was a little bit windier of a day this afternoon. And so hopefully we're getting a little bit of that wind swell that's going to be, making the waves crash a little bit more. And then on top of that, what that's going to do is drum up a lot of the food and stuff that's in the surf. So hopefully what we get here is going to be something good, right? We're going to throw larger pieces of squid also on our line, so that way we're No, thank you. And then, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw larger pieces of bait on there, and we're gonna be hoping that we catch something big on our line. Also too, we're gonna be using our 4-aught hooks. So they're a little bit larger of a hook. Not too large, but a little bit larger. And on top of that, we have our 65-pound braid. So in all of that, we also have our Garrett reel that is gonna be able to, you know, maximize a lot of stuff up to about 55 pounds of drag, right? So if we do catch something big, I'm hoping that Garrett reel is gonna be put to the test and is gonna be able to handle it. So let's go ahead and get ourselves over to the pier and get going. All right, guys, talk to you soon. All right, guys, so we got ourselves our bait. We got some squid, even picked up a little bit of mackerel as well. Came in one whole fish. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and find ourselves a spot on the pier. It looks like, for the most part, there's quite a few fishermen that are out here, right, doing their thing. I'm sure they're thinking the same thing, right? We got high tide coming in, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. I like my spot over there, and it looks like it's wide open. So we're gonna go ahead and get over there, set up our chair, get comfortable, and settle in for the next few hours, and then see what we go ahead and catch. Guys, we're out here to have some fun, right? That's what fishing's all about. So let's go ahead and get out here, let's have some fun, and let's make this a good night. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get set up, and I'll show you guys a little bit what we're gonna do as far as our gear and getting it rigged up for tonight. All right, so talk to you soon. All right, guys, so what we got going on right now is we have ourselves one Garrett reel, dowel pole, 7-footer. We also got our rig lined up with a 5-ounce pyramid sinker down at the bottom. What that's gonna do is it's gonna hit the bottom, and as it drags forward, it's gonna kind of lock those corners into place as much as possible while it's kind of like skating down there at the bottom, okay? Then the other thing is we got full pieces of squid, so whatever's gonna hit it, it's gonna hit it, right? Something that can be able to take that down, right? So just remember, these fish gotta be able to engulf this, right? So we got that from the bait shop. We also got our line tied to where, you know, it kind of tees off there, right? So that way the fish have room to go ahead and bite. We're gonna give this a nice strong overhead cast and then go from there. But ultimately, it's a waiting game. While we're waiting, we'll go ahead and get the sabiki rig lined up as well, see if we can't catch some bait fish that would provide us a little bit more of an opportunity, being that they're live, right? And we'll get that going as well. But, you know, last time I was here at this particular part of the pier with squid, we definitely got hit hard by something, ended up dragging me under the pier and breaking my line off. So I wanna see if I can't recreate that again, especially with the Garrett reel, being that it's a little bit stronger than what it was before. But once again, beautiful night here on the pier. It's a little windy, so I can anticipate that it's gonna get a little colder, a little bit more into the night. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and enjoy this nice breeze and get our line into the water, guys. So let's go ahead and get that done. So nice strong overhead cast, right? So let's go ahead and get that in there. And we just felt it hit bottom. Now it's purely a waiting game. All right, let's go ahead and get that line tight. And in the meantime, since it's a waiting game, we're gonna go ahead and get the sabiki reel lined up on this pole right here. It's more of a medium reel, right? Nothing too heavy duty. We have the Akuma. The Akuma's definitely come in handy before and has helped us to reel in some
bigger fish, that leopard shark the other day. So I definitely have full faith and trust in this guy. But we're gonna go ahead and get him lined up with the sabiki this evening. So I'll come back to you guys soon with an update. All right, take care. All right, so we're starting to feel little nibbles here. And my line just got taut, but it's not pulling away at all. So I'm like debating on whether or not I wanna try to set something. Oh, there we go, we got some nibbles. So I wanna give it a little bit more because nothing's necessarily pulling. I didn't even realize my line was tangled. All right, guys, we got something on the line. Yeah. Yeah. Got something on the line, baby. Here we go. Let's just go ahead and get it reeled in. We are on the pier. Here, Redondo, we got something on the line. Let's see what we got. Oh my God, dude, he kicked off at the last second. I think it was a mackerel.
It was a mackerel?
Yeah, dude, I had a mackerel on the line. We had a mackerel on the line, popped right off at the last second. But cool thing is he didn't take my bait, so, you know, gotta give it up for that. Let's get another cast out there. I'm gonna count that, man. I count that. I'm like, you know what? I already have the mackerel up here, and the mackerel is in the ocean. I'm counting it. All right, guys, so we had that mackerel on the line. Unfortunately, it did pop off, so realistically, we can't count it, but you know what? Just being out here for the fun, you know, we can only ask for one, and, you know, it's just been a good time out here, right? And so, yeah, and we were like, dang, man, he literally just popped off right here, right in front of us. And so it is what it is. That's fishing for you. But you know what? At least we know it's out there. Not only myself had something on the line, we have our buddy Angel over here. He had a sculpin, or not a sculpin, a scorpionfish earlier. We had a couple other people get mackerels too. So, you know, it is popping over here at the pier. So we're just gonna keep on going at it and see what we can get. All right, guys, so it's approaching midnight. We're at about 12:40, right? We started this journey at 7:50, hopping in the car and getting everything packed up and everything like that. So we've almost been out here now for, you know, 4 hours. And we've felt bites on the line. I know that there was a lot of crab and stuff like that biting my stuff before. You know, watching the line right now, not really too much happening. If anything, you know, we're just kind of seeing it bob up and down with the waves. There might be a little nibbles here and there, but honestly, I couldn't put it past anything other than crab, to be honest with you. I got a couple other guys over here. I definitely want to learn some more what he's doing, because he is catching mackerel left and right with the jig that he's using. It's pretty cool. Really cool setup as far as like, it's got like a black light and everything, and it's really cool. But just good old bait tackle. Not doing too great tonight. We had the one that fell off, right? So that was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm just out here fishing and having a good time. So if anything, guys, I'm gonna keep you updated. We're gonna see about passing through midnight, but probably not too much longer after that. So anyways, take care, guys. All right, guys, so pretty much skunking out for the most part. I mean, we did get that one, right? So unless something happens here in the next 5 minutes, which I'm looking at my rod tip right now and it looks like it could be a possibility. Let's see if that's not just the waves. No, that was just waves. Yeah, we're gonna go home with some mackerel. Oh, but you know, we have bait for tomorrow and get back at it tomorrow, and you know, that's just what fishing is. So I'll keep you guys updated to see if anything happens within the next 5 minutes. But more than likely, unlikely. But at the same time, fish can strike at any time. Same with sharks or anything like that. So we got to have a good time. We got to meet some more people on the pier, learn a little bit more about some fishing and stuff like that, learning more about different jigs, different lures, and stuff like that that we're working. So those are things that we can go to the bait shops, we can go to the sporting goods stores, and we can go ahead and pick some of those things up. So if anything, it's been a very eventful night as far as learning. So, you know, not only were we fishing for fish, but also fishing for more information as well to be able to become a better fisherman in the future. So anyways, guys, I will keep you updated. But in other words, I would like you guys take care.